So this is my beloved Outcast ATEX EXB, and today guys we're going to be giving her a makeover. We're going to be giving her a full conversion to the EXB RTR V2, and that's going to include the full V2 electronics along with all the V2 cosmetic changes that they've made to the Outcast, along with the new wheels and tires as well. Super excited guys. Currently I'm running the V1 electronic setup in this, so we've got the 1250 kV motor. We're running with the 160 amp Spectrum ESC along with the Spectrum S905 steering servo. Let me quickly show you all the bits I'm going to be using to do this conversion. So just before we start guys, I just want to give a massive shout out and a big thank you to Rich from GRC Spares on eBay UK. I will be leaving a link in the description. This guy has pulled out all the stops and he's managed to get hold of all the bits that I need for this conversion to happen. So I'm really happy about it. Thank you very much, Rick. As I said, the link is going to be in the description to his eBay shop. If you are thinking about doing this conversion or upgrade, give him a shout. I'm sure he'll have all the parts available, or he will be able to get all them parts for you. So this is the motor. This is the brand new Spectrum Firma 1100 kV motor. It's a bit more powerful than the old version of this 1100 kV. I'm excited to see how that's going to perform. It does come with the heatsink and the fan. To go with that motor, you're going to need a 56 series motor mount, which is actually the same motor mount that you use for the 1250 kV motor as well. Obviously we're going to need a pinion as well. So this is the 32th high-speed pinion gear that Arrma provide with the new V2. It looks massive. I'm not sure how I'm going to run with this particular gearing straight away. I have got a 28 tooth pinion on order. I'm still waiting for that to arrive with me, so I'm not sure which one I'm going to use out of the two. And we got the 160 amp brand new V2 ESC. This one's apparently got some new software in there to give it more punch to the motor, so I'm really excited about seeing what difference this new ESC is going to make to my setup. It's got the new color scheme, the grey and black color scheme. Looks nice as well. Everything else looks to be dimension wise the same as the old one. Then guys, this is the S6510 steering servo. This is a new V2 steering servo. Apparently it's got 50% more torque than the original. I have the original S905 to hand here. This is a faulty one now. Just comparing the two, we've got a bigger size. The S6510 is more the 5th scale size servo. You're going to need the bigger box to accommodate this new servo as well. That is here. So this new servo now will sit nicely in there. That's the electronics package guys for the V2. Now the cosmetic package that I've got for this V2 as well. We've got the new spoiler. Now this spoiler is exactly the same design as the original EXB spoiler, but the sticker on the side is a bit different, and I wanted the complete package, so I just bought the spoiler as well. We've got the rear bumper. This has got the new Outcast and reg plate on there, and then you got the front bumper, and this front bumper comes with the support for the bumper as well, so I'm really happy about that. Then we've got these behemoth wheels. Now this is the new V2 wheel. Looking at it, comparing to the old version guys, it's got a lot more lugs on it, and it looks like a more aggressive pattern on there as well, so that will help with the traction guys. They are actually bigger in size than the original version. Hang on, sorry, this is a V1 copperhead tire, and it looks to be a similar size, if not slightly bigger. Obviously not as wide as the Kraton wheel, so the width is probably the same width as the original Outcast wheel, but the size of this thing is a lot bigger, and it looks like it's already pre-vented, so that saves a lot of hassle. There's no vent holes inside. There is a green sticker, by the way. That's something new from Arrma. I've not seen that before, but yeah, that is all ready to go. And lastly guys, we have the brand new V2 body. Wow, that looks amazing. I'm really liking this aggressive look on the front compared to the old version, and then you've got a nice Outcast logo on the front. Really liking this red accent color that they've got going on throughout the body, and then you got a new sticker on the top here, and it looks like you got a new sticker there as well, faster and tougher. Essentially it is the same design as the old V1, just the stickers are a little different. That's gonna look excellent. So guys, as I said, all of these parts I managed to get from eBay UK, so I will be leaving a link in the description to Rich's eBay store, so that's GRC spares. But guys, let's get installing. Start by stripping the car down. Alright, so the car is now completely stripped down. So now guys, it's time to start building up the new V2 electronics. Okay, now it's time to install the new servo, guys. And for this new servo, you are going to need the larger box, and you're going to need a set of spacers. Luckily, I was provided these spacers with this servo. Once we've done that, guys, we need to center this servo before we attach the new horn. And I have counted it, and this new servo has got 15 teeth, so you need the 15 tooth servo horn, which is the same as the servo horn that you use on the S905 servo as well, guys. So let's carry on. Alright, so that's the majority of the electronics now installed. The next job now, guys, is to make sure that this servo is centered. Once it's centered, we can then attach the servo saver again. To do this, you are going to need to power up the ESC, and you're going to need the remote to hand. So obviously I'm using a DX3 controller, so let me just get that all hooked up, and this will be the first turn on of the new ESC. So just make sure my remote's turned on. Let's turn her on. Oh, right, okay. So the new ESC is on. It's working. You can hear the servo working. So all we got to do here, guys, is make sure the steering trim is at center. You can hear it when it hits center. So now that servo is centralized. Now we're able to put the servo horn back on as well. Now let's pop this on, and there is actually a certain way you got to put this on. Now if you look closely, there is a line just there, and you got to make sure that that line, when you put the servo saver on, is at around 5 minutes past 12. So straight up would be 12 o'clock, So the position you need this to be in is around 5 minutes past 12. So we're just going to pop it onto the front. Let's see if I can show you. So it's around there somewhere, just off center, and then just make sure the servo goes on. Push it all to, and there you have it. Now you should be able to pop the servo back on again. Okay, so now we've got all the electronics installed. I'm happy with one little issue I did have, guys, and I'm going to have to go back into it and deal with this at a later stage. The servo horn, which is a 15 tooth, I told you earlier on, it is plastic, and if you don't line up the servo saver correctly on that horn, then when you crank down with the screw that goes straight through the middle, it will just shear off the tooth that sticks. Unfortunately, what's happened to me. So the servo horn that I've got on there now has got one tooth missing. That will result in me losing steering either in the right direction or the left direction, depending on which tooth it was that I sheared off. So guys, be careful, make sure everything's lined up when you're actually putting this horn back on again. Unfortunately, that is a bad design that I hoped Arrma did something about with the new V2, and unfortunately they haven't done. So anyway, we're going to carry on. Now we've got the cosmetic part of the upgrade to do. So we've got the bumpers to put on, which is exactly the reverse of what I did when I removed them initially. So I'm just going to put them back on again off camera, and also put the wing mount on as well, guys. So let me get that done and I'll be back with you shortly. Alright, it's finally complete, guys. This is how it looks, and it actually doesn't fit on my little RC stand that I've got there now. With these bigger wheels, they're catching the floor and they're catching the table, so they're not. So that's all complete. We've got the lower bumper on there, we've got the new spoiler on there as well, and we have these new tires on there, and they're absolutely huge. Before I put any batteries in there to try her out, I have to get the body on, guys. There we go. She's looking good.
who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again.
And you ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving, you can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again.
Wow, she looks amazing. Right guys, last job to do now is the dreaded put the batteries in and see if everything works. Batteries are in, and for the batteries I tend to use these 6200 mAh Z LiPos ATC discharge. I've got the remote, let's turn it on. Take a deep breath, let's go. That sounds promising. That looks promising as well. Yeah. There's some power going through them wheels, guys, and that was just feathering the throttle. Servo seems strong. That looks promising as well, guys. Alright, let me turn it off. Wow, this thing looks the business, guys. Can't wait to see this thing flying. In the next video, guys, I'm going to be doing a series of protection mods that I tend to do to all of my rigs before I get them out for the first time. And these protection mods will things like reinforcing the body, how I do that, and bits and bats of other things that I like to do. I've had this rig for quite a while, so I know it quite well. So I look forward to doing all of them protection mods, and honestly it's well worth doing as well, so make sure you stay tuned for that video. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it useful and informative. What more can I say? This thing looks a beast. Until the next time.